get the cake right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof style stuck. I'm on that grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Du Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie, I'm Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Du Valley.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 2026, and welcome to our Thursday show, the Premier League show. We are back. We seem to be having a few problems online at the minute. We've had an issue slightly with X, so I think X is falling behind, and it also looks like we've got a problem on Facebook. So if our pundits can quickly jump on Facebook and just tell everybody to jump on YouTube. We seem to be having a few issues with our Facebook stream tonight. So we understand that there is a big football match going off at the minute, which is Arsenal versus Liverpool. We have got two pundits in tonight that are both an Arsenal and a Liverpool fan. So we will have live coverage of the show during our podcast tonight. But I've got four fantastic panelists on to talk about the crazy last couple of days of football that we have had. So tonight I've got the awesome Arsenal massive. I have got Mers Goth on. How are we doing, Mers?
I'm doing fantastic after the pumping I gave GH yesterday in that head-to-head.
Absolutely. If anybody's seen that head-to-head, it has gone live today. We pre-recorded the show yesterday, and it has gone out and live for everybody to watch today. So make sure you jump on the KB Terrace Talk and look for that fantastic bout between Mers and GH. I've also got GH in tonight. How are we doing, GH?
I'm all right. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but things are a lot closer than Mers is making it out in that video. If you want to see it, go watch it, but I'm not spoiling anything.
It was a good battle. It was a very good, very, very good battle. But we'll see. We'll see tonight. The truth will come out tonight. We've also got the Leeds man who roller coaster of emotion yesterday. Was it not? Were they going to win? Were they not going to win? And unfortunately, it came out.
Up, down.
That stupid black and white Toon Army took you out in the end. But we've got Birchie in tonight. How are we doing, Birchie?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. We played well, to be fair. One of them games, end to end, could have gone either way. Unfortunately, we took the bullet, so here's what it is.
And we've also got another man who's probably feeling a little bit down in the dumps. Considering his game yesterday against Brentford, I can only put it down as a pounding, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it later, but that it was. But you've got to face the thunder, haven't you? So here we are.
Absolutely. We've got a few people commenting already tonight. We've got Tom looking forward to this. We hope you are, Tom. We hope you enjoy the show. And the Pep Empire is also on. GH loves a good pumping. So we can get straight into it. This is a family show, but yes, GH does love a good pumping. We're going to get straight into it, and we're going to have a look at last night's games. And they panned out like this, guys. So obviously on the night before, Forest played against West Ham, and it was a disastrous game for both teams, really. But in the end, Forest managed to get 3 points with a 2-1 victory. But I'm looking at some of those scores there last night and some of those games last night. Wow. I mean, Man City won, Brighton won. And I know we were having a bit of a chat with Brighton fan Dan on the WhatsApp group in regards to that game. I kind of got to agree that first half was pretty much all Brighton. So is it the end for City, guys? What do we think?
Hopefully not, but probably.
I think at this point, I mean, I know that obviously we're hearing Semenyo and Mark Yehi in January. Man City have a real consistency issue. that needs to be addressed now, really. They're already behind the 8 ball. I mean, they could potentially be 8 points behind Arsenal tonight, and Arsenal look more consistent. So I think for them to stay in the title race, the form's going to need to improve, and they're going to need to bring a few in January, if I'm honest.
It doesn't help their defence is really poor, isn't it, at the minute, because they've got so many injuries.
It is, but this is the thing with City. They weren't going winning like 10 games on bounce now.
I don't think they're that team anymore, though. I know they usually, but I just can't see it this season.
I mean, the Pep Empire saying, as a City fan, we are out of.
They had to recall. Who was it? They had to recall a guy who was on loan at Watford just to field a defence last night. Like, how bad must that feel? Like, considering that, you know, you're Man City, you're meant to be this great big team, and you've got no offence to him, because he probably had a good game from what I heard, but you know, having to come back from loan when you're never near the lineup clearly shows that they've got some defensive problems at the minute due to injuries. That's probably not helping things.
Well, the Pep Empire is actually saying defence isn't the issue. Pep, we'd love to know, mate. We'd love to know. What do you think? As a City fan, message in, mate. Let us know what you think the actual problem is and what's happening. Your inconsistencies. That would be great to hear on that one. Another draw, guys, at the top there. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. Do we think, you know, Aston Villa have had a bit of a telling off from Arsenal the week before? Do we think they're dropping off a little bit, or is it just one of those glitches in the pan? What do we think?
No, I think Palace are tough team to go to at home anyway. I think it's one of them games. Palace played well. It just kept them at bay, really.
Let's be real. They were never going to win the league. It was nice. It was a nice little battle whilst they had their chance. But realistically, anyone that knows football knew that they're not going to win the league. They were going to fall off at some point. And I think now is the time where they've started to fall off a little bit.
I hate to say it, but I kind of agree with GH. I mean, I think they were never going to win the league. I think Villa, although the run has been brilliant, and I think if you look at managers across the league, Unai Emery probably has a very solid claim for being the second best manager in the league at the moment. But I think the fact that a lot of the other top teams have struggled is also a big part of where Aston Villa are on the table at the moment. But fair play to them. They've still got to score the goals and take the chances. I still think they have a great chance of getting in the Champions League.
Absolutely. Another game there was Everton-Wolverhampton. A very interesting game. And I put personal interest in that game because in my FPL, I thought wonders cease to exist. I thought, you know what, I'm going to share the captaincy around instead of giving it to Haaland week in, week out, and decided to give it to Jack Grealish. And on the 80-something bloody minute, Mr. Grealish decides to get himself sent off for a second yellow. So, yeah, my FPL dropped a couple of points because of Mr. Jack Grealish, so you can be sure that he will not be being captained again in the future.
Well, you can't captain him for a while now.
Well, yeah, it'll be out for a little bit. But...
Although, does the suspension carry over to FA Cup or not? Because if it does, then he'll be out for the FA Cup and he'll be back for Prem, won't he?
Sure, it does. Yeah, I'm sure FA Cup counts.
So you're lucky there, probably.
Maybe. But
I'm
going to captain somebody else. I mean, look, I've got Thiago in my team, and he's slapping them out.
Yeah,
we know all about that, don't we, Dan?
Unfortunately, mate, we do.
Which we're going to come on to that right now, mate.
A little, just before we go into my opinion, do you think we might have wrote Wolves off a little bit too early?
Yes.
I mean, they've looked shocking all season, but
Definitely.
5 points from 3 games. Is there a little bit of a revival there?
Yes, I've always said it. I've always said it from the beginning. I said they're not going to get lower than Derby's record, right? I still going to back that. I think whether or not they go down is another question, but they're definitely not the worst team ever.
They'll pick up some more points. They'll pick up some more points, but I can't see them surviving.
So, GH, are you backing them? Are you backing them? Obviously,
I'm going to say
probably not going to survive, but are you backing the whole fact of they're going to get some more points?
Definitely. I mean, let's be real. There's 4 teams in relegation battle at the minute. You're not going to like me saying this, but Forest are in the relegation battle, whether you like it or not.
7 points clear.
They're
I tell you what, Forest have got less chance of being relegated than Liverpool have got getting in the Champions League.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you say. Well, anyway,
You've got fucking no chance,
It-
GH. Don't
West-
start on Forest.
I think
Because I'll
Burnley-
run circles around you like Mers did yesterday.
so. Burnley are definitely down. West Ham are most likely down. Then the last spot is Wolves versus Forest. I've got to say.
See, I don't agree with the Burnley thing. I think Wolves definitely.
Yeah.
But I think Burnley are showing signs and glimmer of hope a little bit. I mean,
But that's Man United. They just let them.
yeah,
get
but Man
something.
United haven't beaten any of the bottom 6, bottom 7.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
season so
Man
far.
United give teams false hope.
I think Wolves is a concrete going down, but I do think it is going to be probably close between with the likes of Burnley, Leeds, Forest, West Ham. I think that I reckon it probably could go down to last game for maybe those 4 teams potentially.
I disagree, obviously.
I disagree.
Not the way Leeds have been going, to be fair.
Yeah.
The form team.
Yeah, but then you have to
Dominic
wonder how
Calvert-Lewin.
long can Leeds maintain the form and stuff like that.
Well,
It's only 1 point. There's a lot of 1 points rather than 3 points.
but then 1 point, mate, has got from second bottom to 7 points clear.
It has, but then, like I say,
Yeah.
how long until you then go on, say, like a 5-6 game losing streak, and then it's talk again of.
Well, yeah, it could happen, but at that time, West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves have got to win 6 games at bounce as well, which ain't gonna happen.
And also what you've got to look at, I know the points early on in the season have helped these teams, but you've also got to consider the downturn of Bournemouth. I know they beat Spurs, but the downturn of Bournemouth because they're going to lose Semenyo. The current downturn of Crystal Palace. Yeah, they're a tough side, but they're not won in 6. You know, they're struggling for a lower half team. They're struggling. So I know they've got points, which is beneficial to them. But if their process continues the way it is, they could easily drop down there, along with Spurs, which, you know, has not been unheard of before. You know, look at last season. So I don't know. I think it could be a lot tighter than people think. All it's going to take is Leeds to pick up 3 or 4, you know, good wins, Forest to do the same. And actually, the whole ethos of that bottom 7 or 8 teams could easily change.
That's what I mean. Everyone's thinking it's down to those 5 teams at bottom. There's a lot more teams in it people don't realise.
Well, to be fair,
Sunderland aren't in it, but it's only 7 points between Leeds and Sunderland. Same distance as Leeds getting relegated.
to be fair,
So,
this is one of the tightest
Anyone can be
seasons.
drawn into it, yeah.
This is one of the tightest seasons we've ever seen. Like the gap in quality is very, very tight this season.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Anyway, I'm going to upset Dan now. Dan. What the hell happened last night? I know you were away, mate, but wow.
I think it was a accumulation of things. First off, I'm going to come out with factors that went against us, but it's definitely not excuses. Brentford were by far the better team, and there's a reason they're 5th in the table at the moment. They're having a cracking season with a set-piece coach as manager. I think it was AFCON catching up with us was a big part. We've had the same 13 players having to play 2 games a week for the last 3 weeks or so. We were shocking first half, a bit like Tottenham. We really weren't at the races. I can deal with other teams attacking and pressing you at home, but we were very sloppy on the ball. It was just like we weren't switched on. We lost the ball quite a bit. The most frustrating moment come about 58 minutes in. Reggie's obviously give them a decent team talk. We come out the first 10 minutes of the second half, looking like we might get back into it. Brian Brobby does brilliant, wins a penalty. And I don't know if any of you lads have seen the penalty.
It's brilliant.
Enzo Lafay decides to chip it straight down the middle, and Kelleher stands there and looks at him like he's an absolute knob.
That was funny.
And you know what? I'm not saying we would have went on to win, but that just changed the whole atmosphere and momentum inside the stadium. And from there, we got put to the sword. But look, we've got through our trickiest part of the season. You know, it's been reported commonly in the media what's going to happen to Sunderland when they get to AFCON. At the end of the day, we only lost one game, and that was Brentford. We've picked up a point against City, a point away at Spurs. We haven't done too bad. But yeah, we got put to the sword last night, and it was very much deserved. Well done, Brentford.
I mean,
I think what you've got to do, Dan, is like you say, you've got to brush yourself down, go into your next game. I mean, who have you got next? It'll be a week on
It's
Saturday.
Everton in the cup. I think is it Palace?
Just having a quick look. Yeah, you got Palace. You got Palace at home, mate. So, you know, I just look at it and say, let's brush yourself down, consider it a spanking, and move on.
After every loss we've had this season, we've won the game after. So hopefully we can continue that record.
There we are. But we know what past work has done for a lot of teams this season. You know, we say that a lot, and then
it's only a record till it gets broken, isn't it? But Absolutely. I'll hang on to it for the time being.
A few more comments coming in. Pep Empire explaining the reason of the downfall of Man City. We're replacing world class with mediocre. Last 5 windows bought rubbish. Lost world class. You can't replace. We lost Mahrez, bought Doku. Doku will never be Mahrez. Numbers. Lost Sterling. No, got Sevilla.
What's crazy about Sterling is I think he's the highest paid player at Chelsea, and he doesn't even get played. Like, he's training away from the team. And Man City let him go, and he was one of the best players there.
So just a question to Pep Empire, because I agree with what he says on the outlook of things, that overall I don't think that City squad is close to what it has been in the last probably 10, 12 years. I mean, City have signed some good players. They have signed talent, but usually I think of Pep as developing and making players better. Is there a concern that that's not happening as much now at Man City?
That'd be an interesting one. Get back to us on that one, Pep. John Sullivan's also watching. He must have dropped off from Miller's that finished at 8 o'clock and jumped straight onto us. Good afternoon, everyone. Snow is falling. Have you discussed Leeds versus 2? Not quite yet, but I'm sure we will get on to that very, very shortly. So a couple of other games that happened. We had Fulham 2, Chelsea 1. Obviously, Chelsea going down to 10 men.
Chelsea bottled it.
Cucurella again. Isn't that is like his second red card this?
He is terrible for red cards. Normally, he's the one that gives out the red cards because people like tug his long, bushy hair and knock him down.
No one's got him in their FPL, have
they? Someone did. I swear someone. Luke does. Spurs Luke does, but he's on the bench.
Okay.
I mean, that's the 5th red card Chelsea have had this season in 21 games.
That's bad.
What do we think about the new manager signing for Chelsea then?
I'd be gutted if I was a Chelsea fan.
A bit of a weird one.
I quite like the sound of him. I've never really seen much of him, but he doesn't.
He couldn't do nothing with Hull.
Doesn't really seem too much.
I mean, he is an English manager, so you've got to give him a little bit of credit. But he's of the list of world class English managers, he's not up there. He's not up near the top, is he, at all? So yeah, I was a bit surprised myself.
It doesn't seem a very ambitious appointment, does it? Like you don't bring in Liam Mazzini to win you a league or win you a title, which I know Chelsea's not there yet.
Yeah, but you've got to say who is available to come in at this stage of the season. Like,
listen, GH, money talks, mate. Players? You can say, who's available. But at the end of the day, money talks. And if they're willing to pay you £6 million as a manager.
Who wants to come into Chelsea when they're in shit form? They're probably not going to get Champions League at this rate.
But I think that fourth spot's wide open for anyone that fancies it.
Chelsea have still got back up with a couple of wins, back to basics again. So is it? Bit of a weird one, because I said the other day, it's like they thought they learned from the appointment of Lampard. It didn't work out. It's not that easy. They took a shot on Lampard, didn't work out, and doing the same thing with a senior. So,
but now look at Lampard. Just proves that eventually a manager can come good once they've been around a bit.
It just feels very safe and very corporate with the whole multi-club ownership model. Just bring someone in from Strasbourg. He already works for the company.
Yeah.
It just, as I say, it felt more like a business decision than a football decision.
Not going to want much money neither. He's won a bit less money than most managers. So
yeah.
Bob Dude, Brighton fan Dan's on. Evening, lads. Rosner's great player. Not sure about running a club like Chelsea. But fair play to him. Anyone would want to manage a top club. Brighton versus Chelsea, going to be fun at the Amex. I think that's going to be his first one actually in charge, because obviously he wasn't actually in charge of that game last night. He was sat in the stands watching his brand new team fall apart against Fulham. Interesting one. We also had Bournemouth versus Spurs.
Crazy game, that.
And obviously Spursy Luke's not on tonight. He's speaking with his lawyers of where he needs to take his next comment. But Bournemouth 3, Spurs 2. Semenyo getting one on the 90th minute. Was it 97th minute? Or
97 or something crazy, yeah. Mental. So it was a wonderful goal. If anyone hasn't seen it, go look it up.
It was a cracking goal. It really was. But, you know, it's almost like a farewell goal, let's call it.
Could be a great farewell present if they steal by 2 points, no?
Yeah, that's true. That's what a class player does. Doesn't do like when Van Dijk was at Southampton, he threw his dummy out the window and forced a move. Like, he's professional and played every minute and tried his very best. So I commend him.
Yeah, absolutely. And City, me and Mers have had a bit of a chat about this already, about Semenyo going to City. And me personally, I'm struggling to see where he sits in at City. Don't get me wrong, he's a class player, but City have got quite a few class players. And I mean, see where he sits.
Ahead of Doku, ahead of ahead of Savinho, ahead of
it becomes a Pep roulette situation, realistically. Like, because if you're looking at the squad right now, so you have Cherki kind of playing on the right, you have Doku playing on the left, and then obviously Haaland in the middle. Now, Semenyo can play on both sides, so it just feels like what it is it's just going to be rotating between Doku and probably Cherki on playing on either wing, essentially.
I think Semenyo will play on the left instead of Doku. I mean, he's a question, though, because I do get what we're saying about class players, but would Doku have scored the same amount of goals for Bournemouth this season, the Semenyo? I don't
probably
think he
not.
would have.
Doku's mid. I don't get the hype around Doku. He's got a bit of pace, scored a few goals, and hasn't really done much else in his career. Like,
he's still very young. He's inconsistent, isn't he? I mean, he ripped you all out a new one.
To be fair,
he tore you a new one, but that's 1 in 5-6 games.
Exactly. Yeah.
A few more comments coming in. John saying the City new winger did well. Yeah, absolutely. Sky saying he's not 100% signed or something yet. So
he has in the last game was last night.
Right. I don't know. I've not really.
The medical was today or something like that.
Yeah. There was lots of photos of him arriving in Manchester. So I don't know how far with that. Where's Cole tonight then? Wanted to hear his take on the draw last night. Cole's not around. I don't know what's where
he bottled it like Bushy. They both didn't win and they both are not on the show. What's
maybe they have, yeah.
Oh, and Spurs Luke. They've all bottled it.
Bushy's definitely one for
you're just dining out on the fact his team haven't lost yet this week, isn't he? He's throwing shots all over the place.
From what I'm watching on this game, it is pretty much all Arsenal.
It is. It's all Arsenal, but we can still win. We won
1-0. The Liverpool know that there's 2 halves to the pitch and they can go in the other one if they want.
There has been close ones with Arsenal down that right-hand side, I tell you. Some cuttings going off there. So, interesting that's going to be. City have no class. On the right wing.
On the right wing.
So, okay. Well, you might have now, May, looks like. John and Pep Empire are having an argument between each other. John saying Foden. Obviously,
Foden's
not a wing.
He can play on the wing. It's one of those ones where Foden's played on the wing a few times, but it's more of a cam.
I don't think he's got. I mean, he's quick, but I think you want some bit more pace on the wing.
He's not.
Are we concerned about Spurs then, guys? Are we bothered about Spurs?
Nah, they'll be mid-table. Not really a lot.
They're just Tottenham, aren't they? You never know with them. Like,
They're not
I
going
don't
down.
think they're going to get relegated, but
Yeah.
they don't particularly excite us at the same time.
The thing is, doing predictions, this is the hardest thing because before this season, I've never really done like week after week predictions. And now being in, in the podcast and doing predictions, it's so hard to predict what Spurs are going to do. Like you said, 1 minute they lose, next minute they win. Who knows what to predict?
Just go for a draw. You're safe that way.
What do we think in terms of Franks then? Do we think he's going to be there long term? Do we think this is going to be something big?
I think it's going to be next season. I think.
I mean, realistically, there's got to be at some point, you've got to think, what's the point in sacking the manager all the time? You've got to give them, at some point, you've got to give a manager a chance. Like the amount of chances, the amount of time Arteta's had at Arsenal, at what point does Spurs go, let's do an Arsenal and actually try and give a manager a chance to rebuild the club? It might take a bit of time, but,
But the problem is the fans are going to get impatient because I think the Spurs fans, like a lot of big club fans, want to play a certain brand of football. And I just don't think he's going to bring that brand of football that the fans will want. And it's just one of those situations where it's just certain style of managers fit certain clubs. It's like with the Man United situation, because they're talking about Glasner potentially being a candidate, but he plays the same formation as Amorim, and I don't think he would bring exciting football to Man United. So I don't think if Glasner went to Man United, I don't think he would fit very well there, and it would just end up being another sacking within 2 years. And I think it's going to be exactly the same situation right now with Spurs, where it's just going to be like they're not going to be where they want to be because the manager can't bring the style of football that they want, which is going to take them into that top four. I think realistically, he'll probably get them into European spaces, but it's going to be like that Conference League, Europa League spots rather than Champions League.
Yeah.
Sorry for my outburst here. I don't know how far behind or in front I am on the football, but Liverpool just hit the crossbar. What a stonking shot that was. So talking of Man United then, talking of managers. So obviously this past week, we all got wind that the man, the myth, the legend that is Rúben Amorim, after his press conference saying, I'm here for 18 months, or until the board of directors want to get rid of me, in less than 12 hours, they got rid of him. And obviously, he's no longer at Manchester United.
It's a shame, that.
Up steps their assistant manager,
Michael Carrick,
for a temporary period of time.
I think it is the end of the 18 months, personally.
Yeah, so do I. I mean,
I am going to miss it.
Rumours have it that Ollie's coming back. And honestly, people can say what they want about Ollie, but I think after Sir Alex and maybe David Moyes, I think he was the best manager they've had. You can say what you want, but I thought he did quite well, and it was unfortunate he got sacked.
I'm a firm believer in you never go back. You stand by your decision. They've sacked him. They gave him a chance. They sacked him. I can't stress anymore. It's the same directors that are there that sacked him. Why on earth would they get him back? All that's doing is it's like these rumours of Nuno coming back to Forest after the West Ham game. You hear the rumours all the time. It's a load of tripe. Because let's face it, as a board of directors or a chairperson, they've got the biggest egos in football as it is. They are never in a million years going to go back on a decision that they've made. If they say you're sacked, that is it. Game over. They're not then going to turn around a year later and go, we're sorry, come back, it's fine. It's not going to happen. And if it does, Man United deserve that Butlins stadium that they're going to build, because they are a bunch of fucking clowns.
I mean, their stadium is falling apart, isn't it? They need to do some renovations quick, or else they're going to be
They're building a new one, aren't they?
And that's coming from a Liverpool fan with Anfield falling apart. So
What do you mean Anfield's not falling apart? No.
Renovations.
At least Liverpool made renovations for the better, so that more, as I said, more fans can get in and enjoy the atmosphere. Whereas Man United, what are they doing with their stadium? Nothing.
So I just want to put a little fact out there. So there's obviously 20 teams in the league. Manchester United are currently sat in 7th position. And a little interesting fact that I was digging around the other day, Man United have failed to win against the bottom 6 clubs in the league. They've drawn against every single one of them this season.
That is crazy.
It's the old Man United of old is no longer really.
They need to restart. They need to just sell all of their shit players, which is 90% of them, and start afresh. I think it's just not working, whatever's going on.
I think the really concerning thing for me, not that I am a Man United fan, as if I was, is it wasn't his shit football that got him sacked. It's the second he spoke out against a board who were blatantly underperforming. So you are absolutely fine to go and get beat off fucking Grimsby in a penalty shootout, as long as you lick your boss's arsehole.
Absolutely.
How does that, if it was the shit football, he'd have went last season when they finished 16th.
Look at what happened at Forest. It happened with Nuno. Nuno tried to speak out of turn, and
At least with the Forest one, though, your ownership structure has improved you as a club. It's got you up there. I still don't agree with the decision overall.
From Edu, yeah, go on.
But with United, it's got progressively worse under the new ownership and the chopping heads. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
they just see it as a cash thing, don't they? They see it as a money system. They don't actually think about the fans or anything. So a few more comments coming in. I like this. I think I might have to speak to Oxford English Dictionary and see if we can get this double-barreled. GH Logic. I think that needs to appear in the next round of the Oxford English Dictionary. We're having all these fancy new words. I think GH Logic.
Put it on the Urban Dictionary. You can submit that on there.
Oh, can you submit it on there? Right, I'm going to do that later.
Yeah, the Urban
Logic.
Dictionary. You can submit it on the Urban Dictionary. You have to wait for somebody that runs it to approve it. But if it gets approved, then it can be on the Urban Dictionary.
I'm going to try that one. GH Logic. See if we can get that trending on the Urban Dictionary.
Got to make sure to put the definition in.
Oh yeah, well, zero ball knowledge. That's.
Oh no. GH Logic. When he sees something somewhere else, he thinks that it applies to everything in the world.
Love it. So I think that's about the Foden situation. Is a discussion with the Pep Empire. All depends on who wins the next league game, which I believe is Spurs versus West Ham. So it could be a battle of managers who are up for the sack. I'm surprised they've not sacked Nuno already. Blatantly after the match, he was shaking hands and hugging the Forest players. So, as a West Ham manager, you've just lost to Forest, but you want to hug all the Forest players.
Not great,
so,
Going back to managers getting sacked, has anyone seen that photo of, I don't think it's on purpose, but of Thomas Frank drinking out of the
Arsenal cup. Yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious.
I mean, that's PR suicide, that, isn't it?
Have you seen his comment afterwards? I wouldn't do something so stupid. It must be AI generated or something.
Well, you did do something so stupid.
Yeah. Ole's at the wheel again because it went so well for them last time. And Ole is a yes man. They love a yes man. I think backing up your comment there, Dan. And the final game that happened, which was what a game. I mean, Newcastle 4, Leeds United 3.
Mental.
Birchie, give us your insight, mate.
Well, to be fair, it was a cracking game of football to watch. Obviously, gutted to lose it the way we did. End to end. Either one of them teams could have won that game. It could have gone either way. I think a 3-3 draw would have been okay. Both teams deserved it. Just the way we lost it. I mean, it's poor goalkeeping, poor defending. When you're in last minute of football, you got to be stronger there. Especially after the run we've been on as well. Especially we led 3 times in that game. 1-0 up, 2-1, 3-2. So bitter pill to swallow, like, but
It was an interesting game. That is 100%.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was interesting, but like I said, we hadn't lost since November, so we're going to lose at some point. We know it's going to happen. I mean, to lose in that game like that, we still played well to say we lost as well. So there's positives in that game. I mean, it's after fixtures we had from November up until now. Told me we're going to lose 1 game. I just took it anyway. So it was on about. We got Derby in FA Cup. That's irrelevant. So we bounced back and beat Fulham. We're back on track. I'm not too worried.
Yeah. Got a bit of a rest now. Obviously, I know some teams are playing in the FA Cup, so we've got that this weekend. So then we've got a bit of a rest before, obviously, next weekend. You mentioned, I can't remember if it was in the WhatsApp group last night when we were all talking about the matches, but Harvey Barnes. What is it about Harvey Barnes and Leeds United?
I don't know. No matter where he is, who he plays for, he just loves a goal passer. It's usually a brace as well. He always gets a brace somehow. I don't know how he does it because I don't think he's a great player myself as well. That's what does my head in about it.
I think you just think about getting him in the transfer window or something, just to do you a favour. If you can't beat him, have him on your side.
Extra 6 points a season.
We've done that before, though. We tried that with Billy Sharp, and he couldn't hit back at net for us. So. But then again, it stops you from scoring past us, so I suppose it could work.
Yeah. It was an interesting one. A few comments coming in. Looks like Spursy Luke has lifted his head out of his revision books and managed to start watching the show. John saying, what a game. I think he was talking about the Newcastle Leeds game there. Hashtag Frank out. It looks like Spursy wants Frank's gone. And he's going to get that hashtag trending tonight. John loads of comment. Leeds didn't deserve to lose. And so even Newcastle fans feeling the hit a little bit against Leeds there.
I've seen a few of them. A few of the fans they come out and said, "But best team they've seen play at St James's Park this season." So just
good, mate. It's good. It shows good things for Leeds, which is the only part of me that's saying that Leeds will not be part of that bottom 3, because you don't deserve to be part of that bottom 3 come the end of the season, because how you have performed this season, I've started calling you the point stealer because, okay, yeah, you lost against Newcastle, but it was an intense game. But you tend to steal valuable points off teams, the likes of Man United and Chelsea and so on and so forth. You're a point stealer. You make it difficult for teams to win, which is good. So hopefully that can continue into the second half of the season and Leeds, finish the season on a high.
The only thing I've seen is a stat. It could about a couple of days ago, and it was basically all the bottom 5, and it was percentages about going down. Obviously, Wolves at bottom 90 something or whatever, and they were. I think Forest were on like 10% and Leeds were on like 6%. It's the biggest things for Leeds to do is get relegated on 6%. That's something we would do. So
that's the negative fan in you, Bertie. That's
something we would do. That's a Leeds thing to do is get relegated after a 6% chance.
Playing devil's advocate, and look, Leeds have been amazing. Best team I've seen at the Stadium Light as well, not just St James's Park. He's proper give us the run around for 60 minutes or so in that second half. Do you think Calvert-Lewin can keep up the score and run? And are you concerned the points might dry up a little bit if he doesn't?
Yeah. I mean, he has done quite well to score in the past few games, but there's chances coming from all over. That's the thing. I mean, Aronson, we had the face-off we had with Bushy other day. I mean, I called him our biggest disappointment, Aronson. As soon as I said that, he's got 3 and 2. So
got an assist against my lot as well the other week.
Yeah, so he's always there. We have got players, but we just tend to miss too many. I mean, Calvin Lewis still doing the same. he's always at right place at right time recently, but he is missing a couple beforehand. So
I mean, there's that mad stat as well. How he's almost always in the middle of the box, bang on. Did you see the graphic of where he scores his goals from?
same as straight line from
penalty box to the 6-yard box.
Well, that's what you want in a striker, isn't it? That's what you need to be there. Number 9, stand there. If he stands there all game, as long as he scores, it counts, doesn't it? What
Not
you need.
messing about on the wing or out like that, is he?
Sorry, Bertie. Do you think if he came out in a dress or something, he might, score a few more?
Well, it might be more freeing for him. Like I said, to be fair to Calvin Lewin, I'm his biggest critics when it comes, and that's because the first 5 or 6 games he was poor, but there's more to him. You see him, he comes back, he wins the ball. He's not just there to score. He does a lot. I mean, I think every time he goes up for an header in the middle of the park, he wins it. So he is doing a lot more. So I've started to grow on me, to be fair to him, and he's improving. I can see why Everton fans I liked him, and some people do rate him. So it's starting to change my mind on him. So, but like I said, if he does dry up on his goal, as long as he's still there, getting assists like he did yesterday, then as long as he keeps scoring, I'll be happy.
It's good. A lot of love being shown for Leeds as well. Pep Empire, I called it months ago. Leeds played well against City. I said if they played like they did against us, they'd get results. So, yeah, like we say, consistency is key. Didn't DCL score as well? People laughed when I said he'd do well at Leeds. And thank God we already have 27 points, just 13 off the magic 40.
Wow. Imagine hoping for survival like that. You should be pushing for a European spot.
The team that finished 17th last year, survival's a good season.
Listen. Yeah, everything's an improvement. I
suppose.
So, based on, obviously, we've got the FA Cup this weekend, so we're not going to do any predictions because the next games are actually next Saturday. So our predictions for that week will be on next Thursday's show. So all the predictions for next week will be on next Thursday's show. So make sure you guys all get your predictions ready and raring to go. However, we have had a latest update of our own personal little battle that we're having for the Predictions League. Please note that these are not in order because actually Birchie is 4th position. But sitting high at the top on 266 points is Bushy, but I am clamping him down. I think the last time we had this table, I was about 20 points behind him. And I think, what am I on now? 14 points behind him. So I am catching him up. Carl's close behind in 3rd place with 247, and then obviously Birchie with 244. So top 4 there, then pushing away from the remainder. Obviously, Mers there on 233. Where's GH?
Not bottom.
All the way down there, 225. Yeah,
225. I'm not bottom. Luke.
Well, no, you're not bottom. Sunderland Dan is bottom, but he's only bottom because he started about.
I think it was game week 8 or 9 I started or something like that. So if I catch anyone, you should be relegated.
I'm not last out of the people that started at the beginning.
No, I suppose not. But look at that, Bushy there with 97 correct results and 24 perfect.
Yeah, that is quite crazy.
That's very, very, very worrying. Clearly Bushy has got a bit of ball knowledge. Hence the reason why he is the man behind KB.
I've said it before. I started on game week 3, so give me the first 2 game weeks. I'll be winning this.
Okay.
Game week 3, and you still
does that mean you're going to try and catch me up then, Bircher?
No, I'm not that far behind you. A couple of correct results, I'll be all right.
Okay. Yeah. Just don't back Leeds.
I don't.
No, you got to back your team.
You've got to back your team. Always.
To be fair, I've been backing him to draw a lot, so I've been getting some points from him.
So we've got FA Cup coming up. Anybody bothered about the FA Cup? Is it just getting in the way of the Premier League? What do we think?
This is what I wanted to ask you all. I mean, personally, I don't think anyone in our position, unless you're wanting to win it, obviously, I don't think we need to be in a cup run, especially not us and Forest. Where we are, we could do a concentrate on the league anyway. If we'd been out of that competition,
I don't know about winning the FA Cup. At least we win some of this season.
Well,
Imagine that
just
you
a
win
chance of doing it.
down. Phil. Would you take that? Would you take the FA Cup and go down, or would you rather stay?
No, we're not going down. So
No, but just
you're talking nonsense again.
Hypothetically, if you did go down and you won the FA Cup, would you be happy with your season, or would you not be happy?
No,
well, no time,
no.
FA Cup in 17th, on the other hand, absolutely
all day long.
Yeah.
FA Cup 17th and the Europa. That would. Just
nice joke.
That tell you what that would do to Spursy. That would make him lose his head, because obviously they finished 17th in Europa. We do one better. Not only did we stop the move of Morgan Gibbs-White, but we also get the FA Cup in there as well, which is a nice one. Let's have a look at a few of the comments then before we move on. GH is in the tool shed.
What the
heck? Love for GH tonight. Most of us started week 2, but then missed week 3, so are in the same boat. Yes.
Did we?
Moaning.
I don't remember.
I didn't. I started game week 1. Feel the FA Cup only thing City can win, or Carabao Cup if we pull miracle off against Newcastle.
Oh yeah, that's next week, the Carabao.
Yeah. Always want a cup run, but giving us Manchester United away on a Sunday is a joke.
I think for Brighton fan Dan, like, if you're Brighton, I'd target the cup personally. Like, I think Sunderland, Leeds, Forest, we all have to. I think we'll steal, but the goal this season's 18th, stay in the league, reinvest that money. But your established Premier League teams who probably aren't going to be at the top 4 or 5, a bit like Palace last year. I think they should throw everything at the domestic cups.
Yeah, absolutely. Toon have Bournemouth, then some shit old club in the FA English Football League. I would say Spurs getting another trophy, and 17th could happen again. Love that year, last year. Then you sacked your manager. Yeah, it makes it even better. Then Wolves in the league. Oh yeah, so Wolves likely to go down to the Championship. That should be interesting. Do we think Wolves are going to be one of those go down and then straight back up again? What we think?
Probably.
No, I'm going to say no, because realistically, who have they got at the club that's like Premier League quality currently? Maybe Strand Larsen at push. Like,
but we're in talks with Strand Larsen.
Like, realistically, who are they going to? What I'm saying is, who are they going to keep from their team that's good enough to be in the Prem that will get them back there? Unless they bring in
big money, though, aren't they? That's. I think it depends if it doesn't come up this year as well.
Yeah.
I love PH logic right there. He's talking about Premier League quality players in the Championship, but you need Championship quality players in the Championship because they're the ones that are going to get you back in the Premier League.
Well, yeah.
You look at that's like going off the ethos. Like Coventry, likely to come up next season, right? They've not got any Premier League class players. They'll get them when they make that jump. That's down on finances. So your logic of having coming back up with Premier League players, it's not going to work, GH.
All depends on your manager at Championship and all. I mean, when we got Bielsa last time we got promoted, the season before, the exact same team, we finished 16th. So you don't need Premier League quality player to get both from Championship.
Rob Edwards was doing all right at Barrow, wasn't he, before he jumped ship? So it seems like he's got a bit of an understanding of that league.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see come the end of the season, see who comes up, see who goes down, and then obviously start of next season, we'll make a decision of in terms of, you know, the likelihood of these teams staying up, and it's all going to be down to that recruitment, isn't it? That's how it. Bob Dude saying, mate, I want nothing more than to see a Brighton win a cup. We just seem to fall in the semi-final hurdle, and I hope we go full strength, give it a real good go. I wanted the Carabao, but Arsenal was a step too far. Arsenal usually is a step too far.
But not today so far.
At half-time, it is 0-0.
Exactly, yeah, not so far.
Arsenal have had more chances every time I've looked at
Not a step too far yet, though.
We're
going to win. We're still going to win.
You're still going to win, AGH. Can't say.
I mean, considering they've had all the chances, all the possession, and they haven't scored. I don't know what they're doing.
John doesn't feel that the Wolves are going to invest in January. Wolves are unbeaten in 3.
To be fair, they're unbeaten this year.
5 points on the last 9 available. So
Yeah, that is
Wolves
crazy.
could stay up. What do we think? Do we think they could stay up, or do you think it's
they've left
I
themselves
already
a little
said
bit
it.
too much to do.
I already said it. They're going to stay up. I'm going to make a bold prediction that they're staying up and Forest are not.
So they're
GH,
not
if you
staying
see
up.
outlandish things 1,000 times a day, one will eventually be right. But I really feel like
Exactly.
that's what you're going for there, mate.
I'm going for the viral clip.
Your problem with GH is Bushy's rubbing off onto you too much. Yeah, this hatred for Forest. You need to wind it back in, mate, and focus.
No,
on
I've got
your own
nothing
team.
against Forest. It's just your poor performances recently has made me give up on wanting to back you.
But they're still picking up points with both
Yeah,
performances.
Well, yeah, you won the other night, but realistically, it was a very shit performance,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
So 3 points, anything that
When
matters.
you play shit, though,
GH, what matters at the end of the game? That you win or that you lose?
Well, obviously that you win.
And then shut the fuck up. Right, moving on. Don't think they stay up. But as I said, when they brought Edwards in, he will make it respectable. Well, let's hope Derby County keep hold of their record. Guys, do we fancy doing this Mount Rushmore? I don't know if we're treading on anybody's toes by doing it.
I mean, hasn't it been 2 weeks since Carl's been on the show?
Well, no, it's been longer than that. It's been like over a month, GH. So
Okay, I say we
think
do it.
we've
I say
got to do
it.
it without him. If it's a thing,
Let's crack on with it. We've got a good 10 minutes left of the show. Let's do the Mount Rushmore.
I'll go
feature.
last. If you want me to, I'll go last as usual.
So this latest in the Mount Rushmore saga, we are on the cams this time round. So what we are going to do is we are going to go around the pundits and find out their 4 central attacking midfield Mount Rushmores. And then we'll put them all together, and the 4 with the most votes will make the Mount Rushmore. So anybody in the comments want to send us your central attacking midfielders, that would be also great, and we will get you guys involved in it as well. So, Mers, I'm going to go straight to you, mate, as you are sat next to me, and it's half time. Whilst I've got your full undivided attention, your 4 central attacking midfielders, please, mate.
Okay. Now I'm probably going to break the rules a little bit because you might say he's a bit more further up the pitch, but I'm going to start off with an Arsenal player, and I'm going to say Dennis Bergkamp. Now, obviously, like you could say he's a bit more further forward, a bit, but
You're clutching at straws here, mate.
Question about that one, like, Mers. I'm sorry.
I'm going to put Allison at Cam.
Mers, you are clutching at a lot of straws now. You must be relaxed a bit too much after that battle that you had with GH yesterday, because I'm sorry, mate.
Okay.
Bergkamp.
Okay, I'll have to put him in at striker then.
was a good 10 yards forward than that, mate. Good 10 yards. Yeah.
Good try though, mate. You got to try and get it. You got to try and get one of your own club.
I mean, if you're trying to get an Arsenal player in, there's a few you could go for.
There's a few Arsenal players you could go for.
Yeah, but the problem is we're saying attacking midfielders, and we had this issue with the defensive midfielders, like the box-to-box scenario. Like, you don't class a box-to-box as a defensive player, but you don't count a box-to-box as an attacking midfielder as well.
No, you
I
can't
have
say
one,
box
to
to
be
box.
fair.
So I mean, if we want to go down that route, then Cesc Fabregas, I would love to put in that scenario. Then, then outside of the Arsenal, I think got to have 2 Man City players: David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and then last one is undoubtedly the best attacking midfielder to play in the Premier League, and it shows with the number of goals that he scored, and that is Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
Lampard? No,
Okay.
Lampard was a box-to-box. He wasn't a Cam.
No, he played off Drogba.
Now,
I
GH logic again.
I literally Googled it, and it said he didn't play Cam as his main position.
Well played, Spursy Luke.
Okay, so Spursy Luke has gone KDB,
No.
David Silva, and Gerrard.
Gerrard
Well,
was
come on,
not a cam.
GH. Shut up. Wait your turn. Yeah? Wait your turn. So yours was Cesc Fabregas.
David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Frank Lampard.
Right, lovely. Okay, thank you for that. Mers. Another one come in, which is a Pep Empire, Kevin De Bruyne, Lampard, David Silva, and Cesc Fabregas. Okay, same. No, just one different from you. So similar names coming up there. Birchie.
Yeah, pretty much similar. You got to go for Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, obviously. There's no question. He has to be in there. I've also gone for David Silva too, because of the same reasons. I've actually gone for Fabregas as well. I think he was incredible. He was the prodigy basically in that position. I think how many assists he got in that position? He got quite a lot, didn't he? He was assist king basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last one, I have also gone for Frank Lampard.
Nice.
He was just off a Drogba, and he scored that many goals in that position. Incredible. So has to be Lampard.
Fabulous. Sunderland Dan.
So similar to the other lads, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Frank Lampard. I have sandwiched Steven Gerrard in there as well. I know sometimes he was a box-to-box, but there was that particular season where he cleared off Torres. He wasn't attacking mid that season, running in beyond, and couldn't really have him as a defensive mid. So I've put Gerrard in there. I think Fabregas is a good shout as well, but that's my four. Gerrard, Lampard, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne.
Mine are exactly the same as yours, Dan. I decided to go with, I was looking at Cesc Fabregas, but I decided to go with Gerrard in the end.
I was shocked at how few kind of come up when we did this. I thought attacking mids, there'll be loads. And then when I sat down and started thinking about it, I was like, well, it has to be him. It has to be him.
Yeah. I mean, you've got, if you don't put KDB in, you kind of, I think you could say he's probably one of the best, if not the best.
And then Lampard.
And then followed by Lampard. Well. You know, I'd love to see Kevin De Bruyne as a manager. Let's see where he goes with that.
He gets something out of the kids, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, then let's move on to GH logic. Let's,
so
see what we've got with GH.
Lampard and Gerrard are not in my team because they're not cams. They're box to box.
Lampard was a cam.
Primarily, they're not.
So you're telling me right now that the four of us are incorrect and the six people that have commented with theirs are all incorrect as well.
You were still in your dad's fucking ball bag when Lampard was playing.
Got Lampard in as well.
Yeah, Phil.
GH logic at its fucking finest.
Obviously,
go on then, name me 4 Liverpool players.
No.
Coutinho, Gerrard. Come on, who else?
Well, we'll get on to that in a minute, Phil. Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva. So they're the obvious two because they were just outstanding. Then it was this player. It was obviously I'm going to go with Fabregas, but I was very close to saying Ozil in my list, but I didn't say him anyway. And then the last one, I have actually gone with Coutinho.
Why did I know you were going to? Even Spursy Luke's put it as well. Spursy Luke knew you were going to go for it as well. Why did I know that you were going to do that?
I wanted to. So the thing is, I wanted to pick players that were out and out cams because that's the whole logic. Like I didn't want. Oh, he's played winger. Oh, he's played striker. Oh, he's played a bit of this, a bit of that. I wanted somebody that.
Do you know what I'm going to do now, GH? Now that you've done this logic, I'm going to look back through all the Mount Rushmores and any player that you have done that's not their formal position. I'm going to bring it up on next Thursday's show. I'm going to slap it around your face, and you can put your GH logic.
I mean, the only one is the CDMs where we all said Patrick Vieira.
Do you know what the worst thing is? He makes us bite every week. Every week I say I'm not going to bite.
Why is Kevin De Bruyne on your list then? Because, you know, like when David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne were at the club together, not both of them could have played Cam at the same time.
Yeah, one
Kevin
left
De
cam,
Bruyne was a
one
bit
right
more
cam.
deeper. So by that, and also one season he was like a
He primarily played,
fake
okay.
striker when they
Okay, let me
before they had
rephrase it.
Haaland. So
They have to have been primarily a cam, and he was primarily a cam.
So was Lampard.
No, he wasn't. I looked up.
Yes, he was.
I looked up Lampard, and it said on Google that he wasn't
Google
primarily.
doesn't matter. Like, did you not watch it?
Google your
and,
best
like,
mate,
understand
Jay.
what you were watching?
He didn't start watching football till Van Dijk turned up.
It literally says he's more known as a box-to-box centre mid than he is a cam.
Yeah, fucking Google him, mate. My eyes. I watched him. He was an attacking mid.
Well, anyway, that's why I didn't go with him, because not gonna lie, I didn't really watch a lot of Lampard.
No
But-
shit.
Yeah, we know.
Spurs is saying, GH, where's the love for Dele Alli, who was primarily...
Dele Alli was shit.
He had one great season, to be fair. One season
wonder. He won the Young Player of the Year and did nothing else.
Yeah, but where's the love for it, GH? Don't be so mean. You know, you're being harsh on the veterans like Lampard and Kevin De Bruyne, and you're missing out on the golden boys that are Dele Alli.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I missed out on players like Gibbs White for you, didn't I? You know.
Well, you know, a lot of teams do. Shame, really. Wish they'd just take him. Anyway, right. It's been a great show. I think it's understood that Kevin De Bruyne is definitely on there. I think it's also understood that Lampard's on there.
yeah.
Think it was then close between David Silva and Cesc Fabregas. Did Fabregas get a few
David
more?
Silva was from everybody.
I think Silva was in it. It would be between Gerrard and Fabregas.
Yeah,
Well,
that was the fourth one.
Who said
Can I just say, GH, you said you looked to have a Google and it said Frank Lampard wasn't a cam. Well, I just typed in the first thing popped up is, yes, Frank Lampard plays attacking midfielder.
You can't even fucking Google properly.
No,
Well, you've been Googling, mate.
No. It says Frank Lampard primarily played as a centre midfielder, known as a box-to-box, but did...
No, he doesn't. It said
play-
Frank played as an attacking midfielder, CAM, or just behind the strikers, or often described as box-to-box.
All-time Premier League cam. Let's see what Google says. Shall
Right,
we?
can't see it.
DH logic has been at its finest tonight, guys.
Well,
I think GH needs his own show on KB Terry's Talk. I might have a word with Bushy and see if GH can get his own show, and we'll call it GH Logic. Or I'll get a jingle going or something like that, and at some point in the show we'll press the jingle button and it'll be GH Logic.
I'll put this in WhatsApp. You can read this in your own time, but anyway.
Key aspects of his position,
number
central
one.
attacking midfielder.
Talk Sport. Frank Lampard, number one attacking midfielder of all time in the Prem. Oh,
Talk shite more like. Lampard prime.
We've got half shocked he didn't say Verts. GH Mega Chippy. Have a guest each week for that. Have someone try and understand what GH is
It's
talking
not
about.
Morse code or something.
I think Stephen Hawking, if he was still alive, would struggle to understand
Wow.
what GH is talking about, to be fair. Oh dear. Right,
I mean-
it's been a great show, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to give GH a bit more GH logic in the WhatsApp group, and please feel free to give GH as much stick on all the other shows that we have on KB Talk. And those shows are as follows. We have Monday Night Millers. Tonight we also had a Millers show. It happened at 7:00 tonight as well, just prior to this show. But Millers will be Millers, and they will cause havoc on the social platforms and the podcast platforms. We've also obviously got the FPL show, which again, sporadic times, but we do give you plenty of notice. We had the FPL show earlier on this week, and we are having it back next Friday, thinking, Mers?
probably. Just have a look when the deadlines of fixtures are.
Yeah, it will be
Fixtures are
next
on
Friday.
17th,
It should be
Yeah,
next
it'll be Friday.
So probably be Friday. So tune in for the FPL show next Friday. And obviously we also have the Sunday service, which is a roundup of all the action from the week. This Sunday we have got the FA Cup. So we are doing a bit of an FA Cup special on Sunday at the new time of 7 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that. So I want to thank finally my 4 pundits for tonight. We've got Arsenal massive Merzgoth. We've got unlucky this week for Birchie in the Leeds man. We've got Sunderland Dan, who is definitely going to make a comeback next week. And we've got the man, the myth, the legend that is GH Logic. But from me, it's been a pleasure, and we will see you all on the next stream. Bye.